The signs for us are important for us to see, because a lot of them don't know what is happening to themselves. Yeah. And they're just going and stumbling around. Those people who just shared, maybe you could say they have very good sense of self-knowledge or where they are at the moment, but there are a lot who don't. So it's just a very disturbing, mixed up kind of feeling, and they're doing things that unfortunately teachers or family, parents, old elders think they are just goofing off or being lazy or having a bad attitude. But it's not always that. Sometimes it's just difficult for these youth, these teenagers to cope and deal with some issues. So this one, maybe just to say a bit more, those who start to look like they are lazy may not be just that they are having a bad attitude. So especially for youth. So maybe that they are struggling with something, and the way that they sometimes deal with it is to sleep or feel very tired because they're struggling inside. Sleep disturbance, either not being able to sleep well or having nightmares, those sort of things are all there. Yeah. And could lead to any of these issues which are more longer lasting and wider: anxiety, stress, sleep disorder, and headaches. Yeah, so are they having headaches? Now this one is from a recent fact sheet given out by Ministry of Health uh, for how to deal with depression, kemurongan, they said. No? Haven't had the chance to translate it, but here you see what are some of the things they recommend to somebody who's feeling a little depressed. So communicate, talk to people and friends. Two, have a hobby, or pick up one, or if you have one already, do more of that. Then three, physical activity. That means some kind of sport, get involved in that. Always very recommended, highly recommended. And then four, balanced diet. So make sure you eat properly, read regularly, that sort of thing. And sleep, as mentioned earlier. Also try and get them into a good routine and thinking positive. Now, if you look at these already need somebody either to be going after somebody and asking them to do this, or they themselves have to do this to help themselves. The problem with this is if they're already in depression, already quite down, if you saw earlier, no energy, they don't have interest in what they want to do or in anything, including what they used to enjoy doing, it's hard to get them up to do this also. Yeah. So some family friends will get frustrated and, come on now, let's just come with me. Let's go and play. Why you don't want so like that? And then thinking positive is good, that if somebody can help you in this process, but also to be careful. If you, I don't know if you heard this phrase now, especially I've heard it among youth, toxic positivity, yeah, a toxic positiveness. So that means you're overly positive that it just doesn't fit for the person who's struggling with the mental health or issue. So you got to temper it a bit, no? Good, of course, always to have positive, and sometimes you say reframe, help them to look at what are the positive. But if you go overboard, then also a problem. So as these are all good suggestions, they are not to be pushed down the throat of somebody who's struggling. You can work it in as suggestions and a little bit of coaxing or encouragement for the young people especially. Yeah.